heard a lot about digital, everything in TV you read, whether it's buying an internet stock or a new TV or, some other digital appliance, that digital is going to have profound changes and it's going to affect everybody that's in this room and everybody in the world on some level. And it's really only been a little over a decade since a lot of digital devices, a lot of use every day, you've taken for granted, didn't even exist, from the little portable camera here, and I know a lot of your business people probably have cell phones or pagers or sky pagers, microwave ovens, VCRs, digital thermostats in your home, CD-ROMs in your computer. There's nothing that digital hasn't touched so far. And really, television is one of the last major industries to convert to digital. So we're at the tail end of this, not really at the beginning of it. And one of the things that's really going to happen that is exciting for many people and intimidating for others, and that's the convergence of the television and the computer together. So probably this Christmas, there'll be some early appliances that'll come out, and you'll be able to do things in both of these devices that currently you can only do in one or the other. So in your current desktop computer, you'll be able to have a video card and be able to watch some video application, a little window on your computer at work. There are also radio stations, audio services. That's something new that is happening now. The reverse of that is that a lot of the television sets will have a computer capability to your TV. So you can watch TV and surf the internet or have other windows and applications, print something off the TV screen and interact with a computer modem and a lot of other interactive techniques that will take place in television too. So those two are the major impact of digital on television and computers, and it's going to be quite profound of the different things that you can do. Some will be forced upon you where you may not want to do these things as well. Some may legitimately be business conveniences you'll take advantage of, but it is coming like it or not. And my best analogy is throughout all of, I guess, electronic innovation, consumers have been casually or very aggressively sold technological change. A lot of you probably would respond to the demise of the vinyl phonograph record. I think they're only recently coming back, but they were really going out of the marketplace totally, and we were just kind of forced to buy a new device, a CD audio player, and new medium, a CD disc for audio, to play our music on. A lot of your kids and grandkids probably don't even know what a vinyl record is, much less a 45. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about, where one appliance will supplant another one and you'll have a new consumer device. The content may be duplicated in many ways in these different devices, but the medium you use will change very dramatically. One of the things that public television is doing is taking advantage of the educational components of this whole digital revolution. And public television applies to almost everyone. President Doug and I were talking before about the impact that public television has had on him and his family and his children. And I don't think there's probably anybody in the United States and many parts of the world that hasn't had some positive benefit of public television. And I think whether it's a TV program, an information, a business technique, a how-to program, something for your children, the latest current events, and the different perspectives and points of view the public television presents is a little different from the normal commercial fare for my commercial cousins. So public TV is excited about the possibilities of this convergence of allowing us to offer a lot of new services that you won't find anyplace else but on public television. I know a lot of you still may say, well, so what? I don't watch a lot of TV, and what does this all mean to me, this TV thing? And I'll just give you some little statistics, give you a reference point of the impact that television really has on our society. There are 100 million people that watch public television each week. There are 250 million people that have television sets in the United States today. 25 million TV sets are purchased each year in the United States. More than 18 million households already own a color TV for which they paid at least $2,000 for. So that's a lot of TV out there, and somebody is watching. And mostly who's watching, a lot of young people and a lot of retired people for the public TV market. And now that the TV and PC are going to converge, a lot of people will be using much less television in its traditional sense. It's going to change where you may, again, interact with the television in a very different way. It ceases to be just a passive experience. So you're going to find there's going to be more internet and more cable use and less TV. In this market already, I believe Comcast is starting to wire with fiber optic cables to many households. And that fiber optic cable is going to bring you new digital programming. It's going to bring you more channels. It's also going to bring you a fast internet connection. So you'll be finding out that pretty soon your cable TV carrier may be your internet provider. And those of you that have satellite dishes, the same thing is happening there already too. You'll have digital television and internet capabilities and other interactive techniques on satellite. So this is forever going to change the way we use television. It will cease to be a passive device. Public broadcasting hopes to continue its legacy really as a premier media enterprise using technology for formal education. A lot of things that public TV does that really have nothing to do with television. And a lot of people that just watch the TV, they're not really quite aware of that. Public television is involved with lifelong learning, workplace training, college-level telecourses, distance learning, K-12 classroom services, and preschool programs, and many, many more things, and will increase that in the digital age. Again, I know you say, so what, this is still TV, I don't watch TV, and it really is no real concern to me, but I would really make a point, it's something that Doug and I talked about too, is the impact that television really has on influencing people. A lot of the recent violence that's taken place in our country, in schools over the past few years, or just in society in general, it really is an unpleasant reminder that our young people are no longer immune from the violence of our society and the world today. And that a lot of this violence really comes from all the media I just described. And our children are getting mega doses of all of this stuff, from the cartoons they watch every day to the action films and thrill adventures. And that really does have a strong impact among children. I think many of us in this room may not consciously be aware of, because most of us grew up in an era where maybe at best there were 3 channels when we were young. You had UHF, the pictures were hard to get. You had other forms of information. The family structure was probably still a lot more solidified. So you had a lot of balance and counterpoint to things you may have received. But today a lot of kids don't have that. The families have changed. Their sources of information aren't there. We've put a lot of things out of schools and society because of freedom of speech and First Amendment rights, but it's had an impact upon the balance of the information a lot of young people receive today. And unfortunately, most of them get it from some form of electric media, not the family, the church, the school, or really their peers anymore. So that is an unfortunate situation that is getting worse. Let me give you a couple of statistics about what's happening to our youth today. Nearly 1 million youngsters drop out of school each year. There's an estimated 7 million more youth engaged in at-risk behavior, and they're soon to follow the trend of that high dropout rate. Personal life and family issues, along with school-based issues, are the primary causes that students state for the reasons to drop out of school. There's also a recent report found that the internal perceptual factors have a great impact upon why students decide to drop out of school. And those are beliefs about themselves, attitudes about their family, society, and their teachers. And I think 51% of the school dropouts rated not liking school as the number one reason for leaving school. So this perception, internal thing, is what I'm talking about, of what are we doing to our youth today that changes their perception, that changes their attitude, that gives them a sense of hopelessness and despair. Where is it coming from? A lot of it, again, is coming from my industry. And I know I see a few of my commercial colleagues here and other folks in the room, so I'm going to share one of our trade secrets. Not really a secret, but it's a trade secret because we don't focus on it, because this is one of the ethical issues I have with my own industry. And I guess the main secret of television is that its really sole purpose of television really is to influence public opinion and influence behavior. And this is usually accepted when it's done in a benign context. But when the content is used in a malignant context, then the electronic media and its offspring have the real ability to become a purveyor of behavior modification and mind control. And they may say, what, TV behavior modification, mind control? You know, this is some science fiction stuff. But not really. It's really quite true and right and quite profound. There's a lot of